Hello everyone, welcome to Historically Accurate. Have you ever heard of a misunderstanding that ended up starting a war just because two persons had the same name? I saw it recently, but it was in the TV series Game of the Thrones, House of the Dragon. Today's video will refer to the content of this series. If you don't want to be spoiled, please watch the show before checking out my video for a better experience. So without further ado, let's get started. In this show, the old king Viserys Targaryen chose his daughter Rhaenyra as his heir years ago when he had no son. Later, Viserys married a young queen and had a son, Aegon. Many years later, when Viserys was about to die, his daughter asked a question about the dream of their ancestor, Aegon. Yes, this ancestor Aegon had the same name as the queen's son, but the king didn't answer her right away. After a few days, his condition suddenly deteriorated, and only the queen was by his side at that time. But the old king, under the influence of painkiller, recognized the queen as his daughter, Rhaenyra. Then he remembered the question Rhaenyra had asked him before, so he spoke intermittently of the dream of the ancestor Aegon. However, the queen thought he was talking about their son Aegon. When the old king told his daughter that you must do it, the queen completely misunderstood what he meant, thinking that he had changed his mind and wanted their son Aegon to ascend the throne. Soon after the death of the old king, the queen gathered a powerful force to help her son Aegon forcefully ascend the throne, and then started a protracted fight with the real heir to the throne, Rhaenyra. And all of this came from the misunderstanding caused by the young prince having the same name as his ancestor. In many countries, it is common to name a son after one's ancestors, which expresses a sense of inheritance and reverence. However, this was absolutely impossible in ancient China, because China had a tradition called naming taboo. Simply put, in order to maintain a strict hierarchical relationship, people were required to avoid using the given names of emperors, ancestors, and saints when writing and speaking. For example, the founding emperor of the Han Dynasty was named Liu Bang. Therefore, his given name Bang was not allowed to be used. In the past, whenever the word Bang appeared in books, it had to be changed to another word, such as the word Guo, meaning country. The official position Xiangbang, which was equivalent to prime minister, also needed to be changed to Xiangguo. Another example is that the name of Emperor Wen of Han was Liu Heng. So in the Han Dynasty, a county originally called Hengshanjun was renamed Changshanjun. Here you can notice that the word used as the substitute was very similar in meaning to the original word to be avoided. Another way to avoid using a taboo word was to omit one or two strokes in the word. For example, the Kangxi Emperor's given name was Xuanye, and when his contemporaries needed to write the word Xuan, they omitted the last dot. Li Shiming, an emperor of the Tang Dynasty, had a brother named Li Xuanba. This name remained unchanged until the reign of Kangxi, when a novelist wanted to write a character based on Li Xuanba, so he changed the word Xuan to Yuan, and the character has become the Li Yuanba that many people are familiar with today. Similarly, if children were to be named, their given names should not include the words in the given names of their parents or grandparents. When the children grew up and came across the words in the given names of their parents or grandparents, they were not supposed to write or pronounce those words and needed to use other words instead. In the House of the Dragon, the old king's name was Viserys, and his daughter named her newborn son Viserys as well, which was absolutely unacceptable in ancient China. Avoid the given names of emperors was a burden to ordinary people. Therefore, some emperors would change their names to rare words after ascending the throne. Two examples were Jiaqing Emperor and the Daoguang Emperor of the Qing Dynasty. By changing their names, they could not only make their names unique, but also make it convenient for the people to write books and organize ancient records, winning the favor of the people. So does this mean that there was no naming taboo in the West? Not really. It is also interesting to note that naming taboo in the West was mainly reflected in religions instead of applied to secular monarchs or elders. Well, that's it for today's video about interesting history trivia. If you are interested in my videos, please like and subscribe. Your support is the biggest motivation for me to make videos. If you have any thoughts and suggestions, please leave your comments below. See you next time!